What up, y'all?
Guys.
Ooh, you can tell we're tired. It's one love.
And Lauren. And this is Fly
look.
Black. We're clearly on the struggle bus right now, but we don't want,
today.
You guys are going to learn from our mistakes. I say quotations because not everything was our fault. There are just different things going on right now.
It's a lot to get
at the
used
time
to.
that the time that we're here, there's just a lot going on, and yeah,
It's been a little journey today.
It's been a day. It's been a day. We're tired, exhausted.
Ooh, real tired.
But yeah, if you guys don't know, Paris is striking right now. So there are a lot of things going on.
Yeah,
and
it's a strike for their pension plan, something about retirement or something. So
a lot of it has to deal with the city workers, which most city
travel.
Right. And we need
Extremely.
those city workers. So we're having to spend just a little bit more money because we're having to do Ubers or taxis, and we primarily wanted to just use the metro. But with the strike going on, not all of the lines are running, so it makes it a little bit harder trying to get to our destinations and just point A to point B.
Actually, when we arrived at the airport, to go, you have to go through border control, so you get your passport stamped before you can actually leave the airport. And it was about a nice 3-hour wait just doing that. It was 2 people checking passports for like hundreds.
Right, like we had all, because the flight we were on was a completely full flight. It was the huge plane. I don't know which Boeing or whatever it is. It's the one where it's 3, 4, and 3. So you have 3 seats on one side, the 4 seats in the middle, and another 3 seats on the other side.
Yeah.
So pretty much completely full flight. There was not one seat available. Like there was no, we can spread out, get some room. No, we were
tired, stretched.
Tight
and to stretch.
And that was a 6-hour flight, so
we were already struggling from that.
Yeah, so we were just tired.
Got in the airport, and then we see this long line. And border control, usually it's a real quick process.
It really is.
The lines usually move
terrible,
fast, but not today. It wasn't. So we had to deal with that.
So everyone from that plane, we're all getting off that full flight. Planes. We're all going to the same place. So yeah, so it was I don't even know how long we waited in line, but
I would say like 2 or 3 hours. We were just kind of moving at a glacial pace. Very glacial.
We really were though. But finally we got through, and we did an Uber to our Airbnb, which we're going to talk about here in a second.
We're gonna dig into that because the struggle is real.
It was rough, but and unfortunately, where our Airbnb is, it's a little bit further from like the city center. So, like when I say we in Paris.
Yeah, we're not in your touristy locations.
No, we're in Paris.
We like living on the streets with the residents.
And with that, the language barrier, because the closer you are to the city center, more people speak English and even other languages like Spanish, and even a few people know Mandarin.
Yeah,
and there are a lot of
lingual over here.
Yeah, a lot of people do speak multiple languages here, but just the location that we're in, a lot of the people who do live here do not speak a second language or specifically English. So that was a little bit harder for us this time just because our French isn't the best. And One Love, obviously, he knows more because he studied abroad here. So
I'm learning it,
but even with that,
it's like, oh,
right.
Usually I can give you a little French, you can give me a little English, and we can go back and forth, but
it wasn't that at all. Even our Uber driver, like normally, the last time we came here, majority of the Ubers that we did take, the majority of them spoke English. And, we would have conversations in French and just go back and forth. But we would say primarily English. Mm-hmm. And they would, communicate with us in English. But here...
Not today. They weren't trying to do that. Which, to be fair, we are in their country. Yeah. So.
And we're not trying to say, like, oh, you guys should learn English.
It was harder this time.
Yeah, so and...
We'll figure it out.
We just weren't expecting it this time around. Yeah. I know that sounds weird because we are, again, in their country. But I just feel like we had such a smoother trip the last time we were here in Paris. And it's just this time around, it was just a little bit more difficult. But we still managed.
We here.
Yeah.
We gonna figure it out and get around.
Right.
But yeah.
We're here. But on to this Airbnb situation.
Okay, so Lauren booked it. So I found the Airbnb. Lauren booked the Airbnb.
Well, we all agreed.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we'll do this one.
Right. So Lauren booked it, and she's been communicating with the owner of it.
I guess it's the owner, but the thing is, I didn't. Because, like, when you first book it, like Airbnb, it have like, oh, send a message to your host, and I was like, oh, hi, her name. And I never got anything back. And the only communication we had was when we actually landed, and I told her that, about the time we would be there, because it took a lot longer for us to get through the border and everything. So, yeah. So with that process, she messaged me and said that we had to pick up our key at a bakery. And then the actual apartment was just like a few steps away. It's like, I don't even want to say it's down the street because like we're on a street and it's like not a marketplace, but it's like there are different stores and restaurants. Yeah. And then of course it's one of those old fashions where the businesses are at the bottom and then the top parts are the apartments and living areas. Yeah. So it's that whole setup. So we're trying to figure out like where this bakery is, and I messaged her and I asked her what's the name of the bakery, and she messages me, I don't know, but it's number 26.
So we're like, what?
Right? You don't know the name of the bakery, but you're leaving the key there. But okay, fine.
So we're like, okay.
My mom ended up like, oh, let's try this is a bakery. Right. And we were like, oh, okay.
So we walk in.
And
we're like,
she told me the person's name. Her name is Sarah. That I was picking up the key from. So we're bonjour, and we're doing our little greetings. And we're trying to ask, like, are you Sarah? Like, Sarah? And I'm saying the name Sarah, and she's just standing there. And it's like, just question marks on her face. Not Sarah, like, oh, like acknowledgement. Right. There was no acknowledgement that she was Sarah.
Remember this, she doesn't speak English. So.
Right, so she doesn't speak any English. And so that's why I thought I was going to get a reaction, but saying her name's Sarah. Right. And there was no acknowledgement, just question marks. And so One Love remembered.
I'm like, okay, so Elzapel Sarah? Or however you say it.
And then she was like, oui.
Oui, me, Sarah. Yeah. I'm Sarah. We're like, oh, okay, good. You.
And then I said, I'm Lauren.
Her name is, I couldn't remember how to say, is your name Sarah? But I knew how to say it in some form.
Right. And she figured it out.
She figured it out, yeah.
But I just couldn't get over the fact that I was saying Sarah and like pointing Sarah, and there was just no acknowledgement at all until he actually said like, right. And she's like, wait.
Yes.
Okay.
Then she gave us the key, and she's like,
and she was trying to explain like how the key works, because there's like a key fob, and we'll show you what it looks like. So the first one that she gave us, this part was a yellow one, and it has stuff on there. They can't see this part.
Okay.
Now I gotta edit that out. So there's this black. The original one that we got was yellow, but this one's a black one, but it has the same thing written on it. This was the key fob to actually get into like the two main doors. And the setup is so weird on where like the actual apartment is. So we get through the two doors. So you have the main door, and then there's like the mailboxes, and then you go through another door. And once you're in there, there's like stairs winding up. There's like another door off to our right. And then there's like this another area that like led into like a courtyard that was like off to the left side. And so obviously we're not thinking, oh, okay, that's just taking us to the backyard basically. So we're like, we don't need that.
Need to go back there.
So I told everyone to wait, and I would go up the stairs. There are no numbers or anything on any of the doors. So we're just trying to figure out, we're trying to read what's on here. And it was like, there's nothing, there's literally nothing. So I'm like, which door is it? And
is it on the street? You just on the streets of Paris?
So I'm trying to message Alice. She was our host, and I let her know like, we're inside the building, but we can't find the apartment. Like, where's the apartment? And she also didn't speak English either, because when we were messaging, I always had to translate it to English. So I'm sure when I messaged her, she had to translate it to French. So finally I ended up just calling her, and we figured it out. She said we had to go to the left and that there's a blue door. Or like a left and blue door. So where we were, there's nothing like that. Everything's like wood. It's a old fashioned, like, real,
old century place. A lot of the buildings
are old. Yeah, they're older buildings. So we're looking around. I'm like, I don't know where there's a blue door. So when she said to go to your left and go out, we actually go out to the left where the courtyard is. And so we're looking around. I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Right.
Like, where?
Right. It's just a bunch of house windows and green grass.
And so we finally go like a little bit further, and we see this other door, and we walk in. Boom! Right there in front of us is the blue door. Get to the blue door, and we're like, finally, great, because we have just so many like.
Trying to find it, we're like, yes,
right, like, where is it? Right. We finally get here. We're like, thank God, because we're already exhausted. And
so
we're
like, okay.
Right, we can get in. We're gonna take a nap, like, and then we'll get up and do some stuff. So, this is the key. This is what our key looks like.
Pretty simple, right? Just put it in, match it up.
Right, you would think so.
In, right? No.
So we put it in, and we're trying to turn, and we're like, okay, like, why is it not working?
No, this is the door, right?
We're gonna insert the video of that whole thing as well. So, it took us forever to find the actual door to our Airbnb. Like, we are literally like in Paris. Like, Paris.
In the neighborhood.
Right.
No tourists here.
Right.
In the hood.
Like, no one over here speaks English, and the last time we came, a decent amount of people spoke English. We didn't have any issues. On top of that, it's like this old school weird key, and we feel really stupid because we can't get the door open. Like, it turns, but we are really on the struggle bus, and of course our host doesn't speak any English, and our French isn't the best. We can say like different words, and that's about it. For a hot second, it sounded like I heard something on the other side of the door.
It's a very charming door.
And the key was turning. You guys can see, like, it was rough. We're trying to get it. We're turning. We can hear it locking and unlocking, but the door is not opening.
Like, it's just like,
so finally, we had to go. I told her, like, we can't get the door open. And we went back to the bakery and we're like, the door, like, it won't open. And so Alice ended up telling Sarah to come and meet us back over here. Sarah brings over another set of keys, which is this key here with the black one. Because originally we had the key fob was black and this was yellow. Yeah. And she brings that over. Or she brings this one over and she goes and she opens it like it was nothing.
Magic, like, okay.
And we're like, we felt so dumb. It's like, okay, it cannot be this hard to open a door.
Man, y'all don't understand. I swear, man.
We were sitting there for a good 15, 20 minutes. Trying, like, I tried. One Love tried. My mom tried. We're like, it's not working. And so Sarah comes over and she uses this key and it opens, and of course we feel stupid. And then we're like, okay, but that one's not working. So then she locked it back, tried the one with the yellow, which is the one we originally had, and then it didn't work. And then she switched over back to this one and then it opened. Yeah. So then she gave us this one. So I was like, so from the beginning we had the wrong keys. But I swear we could hear it locking and unlocking, but it was not opening. I don't know what was going on, but maybe they're the same keys. Maybe they aren't. I don't know. But we've literally had to practice trying to open the door. So one of us would stay on the outside and somebody would stay on the inside to unlock it for us so we can actually get in. But we would each take turns trying to practice, trying to open it. And we ended up going to a little grocery store that's on the same street to just get a few things, like some bottled water, juice, got some food. And we trying to explore. Right. Once we finally actually got in and we realized we actually are kind of hungry, we should probably eat something before actually going to sleep. So we do all this stuff. We get back.
We try to open the door again.
And we try to open the door again. And we couldn't get here.
And we like, come on, man. We just want to go to sleep. Like, just open.
We just went through this. Like, why can't...
Like an hour ago from that point.
Like,
and it
why? Why can't
we was on the verge of tears. Like,
it's like, we just want to lay down. We're so tired.
Like, we've been up 24 hours. Why? We just want to go to sleep.
Like, why isn't it working? So... we go back to the bakery again. Like, mind you, it's literally like a few steps. Yeah, like, it's not even a 5-minute walk. Like, it's like 2 minutes. You just walk past a few stores, bakery. Right. And so we go back to the bakery. Sarah's not there. It's some other dude. And we're asking for Sarah.
He's looking at us like...
I don't know why people don't know who Sarah is. Sarah doesn't even know who Sarah is.
Alice don't know. He don't know.
This other guy doesn't know Sarah. Like who's Sarah?
We just need Sarah to open the door.
And this other guy came out from the back, and so we were all thinking like, oh, he's gonna translate. Like, great, perfect.
He literally.
And he was like, oh no.
No, he walked out the door. And we like, oh, okay.
And I kept trying to tell my mom, like, Mom, like, and my mom keeps trying to like talk. I'm like, Mom, no, like, it's fine. Let's just go. We're like, messy. Like, I'm like, Mom, come on. It's not gonna help you still talking. Like, they don't understand anything that we're saying. We barely understand what they're saying. Right. So, but the guy who didn't know Sarah had my mom and I stay at the bakery.
And took
One Love back over here.
And so he grabs the key from Lauren. And he's like, come with me. And I'm like, okay. So I take a little bag we have from the store. We go back. We come back. But he's running up the hill. He told them to stay in the bakery because I guess he didn't want the bakery just open with nobody in there. Yet. So he's like running up this hill, and I'm like, wait, you gotta run with it? Like, okay. And he's like dipping through, and he's like, which one? Because you'll see it's like 18, 15, like there are no names on anything.
Right, it's just the numbers.
So I'm like, it's 11 ons. And he's like, okay. And then he walks in, and I show him where the door is. And he comes to the door, and he literally puts the key in. And someone calls him, I guess, for the bakery. So he's on the phone. He's distracted. He puts the key in, and it literally opens. And he literally touched the doorknob, and the door just opened. And he ran back. I'm like, what's with this magic
Right, and
touch?
then, of course, he comes back, and then we're like, we didn't see One Love. So we're like, okay, they must have got in. So my mom and I come back, and we forget One Love has the key, and you need the key fob to get through the door.
And I'm like, where are they? I hope they get kidnapped or...
My mom and I were like, surely One Love's going to put 2 and 2 together. He's going to realize, okay, they're not here. Stop.
Right.
So we're like, at some point, One Love's going to realize, like, okay, like, they're not here. What's going on?
Taken. What's happening?
Right. So we're just sitting outside. There's literally like a bench, like right pretty much in front of the door.
So I get a text like, we can't get in.
Right, and I called and I was like, well, or my mom called. I'm like, well, Mom, like his phone's not gonna work.
I don't have service up in here. That's a stupid decision.
For whatever reason, I have the international plan.
For some reason I don't anymore, but yeah.
But I normally keep it off, but I only turn it on when we have to, like if for whatever reason, like we get a little turned around, trying to figure out north, south, east, west.
Happens every day, but it's fine.
Right. Because, we're from Colorado. We're like, ooh, mountains. Okay.
West. Figure out the other direction.
Right. But when you're in another country and you're like, I don't know which way is north, but okay. But, so my mom ended up messaging One Love, and he actually can receive.
Yeah, I can receive iPhone text.
Yeah, the text.
But I can't respond unless I have Wi-Fi.
So
it's weird. Yeah.
So I was cold, but my mom really had to go to the bathroom, so she's just staying on the bench, sitting down, and I'm inside because the first one you actually don't even need the key fob. It's the second door that you need to get through that you need the little fob. And so I'm waiting on the inside, and I'm like hoping, like, okay, he's gonna turn this corner and see, like, hello, we're right here. And finally he did.
I did. I was like, oh, okay, my bad.
He finally came, and we went, and once again, we were back at the door trying to practice how to do this. We have to practice how to open the door. So we did that for maybe 5 minutes, and then at that point, we're just like, no, we're tired.
Let's just take a nap.
Let's just go. And we finally just kind of gave up, and we went to sleep, and we woke up around, my mom, I think, woke up like an hour before we did.
It was probably like a 5-6 hour nap.
Yeah.
Tired. Yeah.
I think it was maybe like 8:20 when I was like maybe fully awake.
Right.
One Love was sort of awake, but then he would drift back off to sleep.
Like,
and so while my mom was up, she was practicing trying to
let me practice with this door because we can't.
And we were like, okay, well, if you figure it out, then that's great.
You can teach us.
Right. She finally gets it and figures out what it is. And, well, we have a video for that too, okay? We'll insert that too. And you have to push in a little bit harder to click the latch part. So it has like, it's like a bolted type thing. It's weird, but
it's secure.
We have a video. Yeah, it's definitely secure because there's like the bar, there's like a hole in the floor and kind of in the ceiling, but not really the ceiling. It's like the door frame. Yeah. And so the hole, like they lock into the floor and then the part of the door. Then there's actually like 4 locks, but then there's like a latch that, like when you close the door and you hear it click, it's that part that we weren't able to open, and that's why we couldn't get in the door. And there's no actual doorknob, like a functioning doorknob. It's like for show or decoration.
Yeah, it's like
literally just
HGTV, go by an old door.
There's no turning, like it's literally just like the lock and you open it. But we finally figured it out, child. And we were able to get in. My mom My mom showed us, and we had to practice a few more times.
But all three of us can open this door.
Yes, we're so excited. Like, we can leave the apartment. We can go do stuff.
And come home.
And be able to open the door and get in. We're so, you don't understand how happy we are.
But this Airbnb, I mean, that's another story. Yeah, that's another story.
Okay.
We're going to show you this Airbnb.
We'll show you, we'll give you the tour. But there's a lot of things, like, I don't know if this was her first time or maybe just she's only done it maybe a handful of times. But when it comes to, like, details, and you'll ask her stuff and she'll say it, but it's like, okay, but remember, this isn't our home. We don't necessarily know exactly where it is. Now, mind you, the apartment's freezing. We're already cold. It's cold outside. It had rained earlier, but we didn't get caught in the rain, but you know, it was a little cloudy, rainy, whatever. But it was cold and it was freezing in the apartment. I feel like there's no insulation here. And there's 2 heaters, and we'll show you guys where these heaters are. And
it's not heat. It's like
you have to stand up against it, and you can feel warm.
Right.
But it's like we need the whole apartment to be warm.
Right.
And you can clearly see there's a power button, and we turned it up as far as it would go. And I even messaged her, like,
is there another way?
Right, like, how do you turn the heat on? And I was trying not to say how to turn the heat on because I didn't want them to think, like, dang, they really stupid. Like,
Americans.
Right, these damn Americans. But we had pressed the power button and everything, and it was on. You can feel it heating up, but it's just not heating up the entire apartment at all. So even right now, it's a little chilly. I slept with my clothes on and with my coat on top of me with the cover that was provided. So.
And I'm cold still. So when we go to sleep, I don't know. I'm gonna have to just wrap in a cocoon so I'm like not freezing because it's no insulation. It's just real cold. Quaint and not. I mean, it's charming.
It's
very charming.
It's cute. It is.
But culture shock, I guess.
Yeah.
No heat.
Right.
We're gonna show y'all.
We'll do the little tour of everything, and it's a studio, and so like where the main bed is, it's like a lofted area. So we'll show you. So it's like off to our right, we have like an area where you can sit down and then watch the TV, and then there's like a ladder that goes up, and it's literally just like the mattress up there. So my mom and I are up there. One loves in like the living room area. It's like a twin size bed. But it's definitely cold. I kind of don't even want to put my pajamas on, and I'm definitely a person like, no, take the street clothes off. Pajamas,
sleep comfy.
No, I'm like, I need my leggings, cardigans, sweaters, coat. Like, I'm cold. But yeah, today was definitely a day. Our Uber driver didn't know any English. And normally for Uber, it's normally fairly easy because it's just a GPS and they drop you off. And we're just like, oh, merci, au revoir. And we're on our way. And we were on the struggle bus for sure. Just trying to get through to just the border. The whole thing with the keys, not knowing how to open this door to get into the apartment, and we're already tired. Then finally getting into the apartment and trying to figure out how the heat works because it's freezing. It was just, kind of just one after another. But
this was day 1 of our world tour, and
we
got a lot left, but today was rough.
It was rough.
But we gone. I feel like we got it.
Yeah, no. I definitely feel better now, and, it'll be something that we'll look back on. And remember that one time, right? Do you remember that? And we can actually just laugh about it. But we don't want to change you guys' opinions, and I don't want you guys to think like, oh, see, that's exactly why I don't travel. Like, no.
This is part of the experience.
Yeah,
like,
you live and you learn.
It's hard and it's challenging, but these little things is what make each trip so unique, and these little moments or memories that you can only remember. Like, everyone can remember the Eiffel Tower or the Louvre or all that, but these little moments make the trip even more amazing.
We learned, and like I said, we're in Paris, so
we immersed
I'm a little sad that I didn't learn more French. So
but we're gonna navigate the language barrier. Y'all gonna see it. It's cool. It's cool.
But yeah, so we're gonna just learn from our mistakes.
Well, not even mistakes. This is just
an experience.
How to travel.
Yeah.
So just be ready.
Yeah, be prepared that sometimes things just don't go as planned, and because we were already going in with the mindset like, oh no, we can do this, this, and this. We already know.
Because we've been here before,
right?
So
but this time around,
new, but this
time around was different. Yeah. It was definitely different, but we feel very accomplished. Yeah. We can get into our apartment. Yes. Like, look at these keys.
We know how to go to the store here on the street.
Right. We have a grocery store. We have like a little snippet of that.
Put that in the video for y'all to see.
Yeah. So we just got like little snippets of things, and we'll show you throughout this video just the different things. So like what the street looks like, where the bakery was. We won't necessarily show you like all the addresses, but we'll definitely show you like the door and how to actually get in, and then where our actual apartment is that is separate from the door that we went through. It was it was just confusing, and we didn't know.
But we're not, but we are.
And we never got any details about their apartment, it's a blue door. There was no details whatsoever, so that was also hard with that, and just the communication. Like, even if there is even with the language barrier, I feel like there was just certain things that she could have told us, like something, and we didn't have any of that at all.
But I would say for this first Airbnb, we have 2 more Airbnb experiences on this trip, so we'll see how they go. But for our first time, this was challenging, but I don't know.
But now, like, talking it out and just explaining to you guys like how everything went down, like, honestly, like, I'm fine now. Like, in that moment, though, I think we were all just kind of irritated just because we're already tired, and we can't, like, something so simple, we can't get into a door. Like, we can't unlock a door.
Especially after a long day of traveling and doing country hopping. You get irritated easily. But some sleep and some food changes everything.
It really does.
It does.
So we did fall asleep. We did not do anything our first day here, and I was hoping for a different experience because it's my mom's first time, and so I wanted it to be as exciting as it was, for when we came. And like we stayed in a hostel the last time we were here, and we were with a group of friends, and like everything was fine. We did an Uber to the hostel, no issues. Got checked in at the hostel, no issues. Put our luggage away. We're all like, oh, okay, this is cute, pictures. Oh, and we stayed on the canal the last time we were here, and we walked around. And then I think we ended up taking an Uber to the Eiffel Tower because we wanted to at least do something. Yeah. So we, put our bags away, and we're like, okay, let's go out and, see Paris.
Yeah.
And we did it. Yeah. This time around was not like that. Yeah. I feel like the last time we were here, it was just like, oh yeah, we were able to do this, and this.
Quick, and then go out. But
here it's like we are really on the struggle bus right now. And it was just different. I was hoping my mom was going to have that same experience, but she didn't. But she'll be okay.
Yeah.
was saying made sense. You're not gonna go down there and you can't get back into this place. And then you can't get a hold of those people to get you back in. My plan was a good plan. Get on up and try to figure it out. And I did that. You didn't even give me kudos for that.
Okay, I thought this was Fly Black. Just kidding. Thanks for your input, Mom.
You're welcome.
But
she's in the bathroom right now.
Yeah.
She's getting ready for bed.
yeah.
And we will too after this video.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all in on the first day. Give y'all this review. If you know the Airbnb, this isn't obviously inclusive of every single Airbnb experience, but this is our first Airbnb experience. So
yeah, because
just
I've
show y'all.
never done an Airbnb, so this is our first time. And on top of that, it's in another country. So there were some obstacles, but we got through it, and we're here. And
Yeah.
we still have the same message for you guys that you still can get up and travel too. And even if it's a little out of your comfort zone, you'll still find a way.
Yeah.
And there's
We'll
so
help
many
you
other
navigate
options.
through the obstacles. So we'll be the guinea pigs.
Right.
We're the guinea pigs. for y'all.
Exactly.
We don't mind.
Learn
'Cause
from
we just
us.
want y'all to travel. Yeah.
We do. We want you to see the world because there's so much more
So much to see.
out there.
Yeah.
And why just be stuck in your hometown?
Well, you can see the globe. See
Exactly.
the globe. up
There's
close
so
and
much-
personal.
like, trust me, pictures and videos and even seeing things in movies, it doesn't do it any justice.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Like
but
actually
to see
seeing it in person, it's a whole nother experience.
Yeah.
And I think you guys should experience it, and it's great.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's all we have for you. Again, subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Hit us up on Instagram. And
Yes.
follow us. We'll put the link in the description so y'all can see all that stuff.
And
Catch us on the next one.
yeah,
Fly Black, y'all.
Fly Black.